Jeez, you're trying to break everything?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just burping.
Welcome to another episode of the Get Up Presents the Movie Challenge podcast. This is like episode 8. We've done 7 episodes already. This is episode 8.
Really?
Yeah.
Burger.
What?
You want a burger?
A burger?
You want a burger?
Yeah.
You want a burger?
You just love saying stuff weird.
You want a burger with some an egg?
Goof.
You want a burger with an egg on it?
Well, welcome. Thanks for joining us for another episode. I'm JP, and as always, my co-host.
Burger. Chastity.
I'm going to turn you down just a little bit. And we've got some spoiler alert we got to put out here first thing.
It's Avatar. It's Avatar 2.
Because we did go see Avatar: Way of Water.
And we're talking about it. So if
Chaz wants to talk about it.
If you don't
want it to have spoilers, you're going to have to skip ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. We're not going to talk about it just yet. But we're going to talk about it.
We're just saying if you don't want to get spoiled.
If you don't want spoilers.
So I'm going to be spoiling everything.
Oh, Lord. She's got thoughts.
I got a lot of thoughts.
She's got thoughts.
I got a lot of thoughts. It's running just a train.
But up today, we're going to talk about Avatar: The Way of Water, Black Adam, and then we're going to finish off the Blade series with Blade 2 and Blade Trinity. So we'll which one do you want to start with first? Do you want to start with Avatar first? You want to
we'll end on
skip Avatar so we can end on that one?
Because I have a lot to say about that.
Okay, and it's going to take up the majority of it.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's start with Black Adam then. So let me pull up Black Adam stuff. Black Adam came out in 2022. Again, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Black Adam yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like Avatar is the more recent movie.
Yeah.
People have had a chance to see Black Adam. Black Adam's on streaming and stuff now, it's pretty wide out there now. But Black Adam is from 2022. It was PG-13. It was about 2 hours and 5 minutes. Nearly 5,000 years after he was bestowed the almighty powers of the Egyptian gods and imprisoned just as quickly, Black Adam is freed from his earthly tomb, ready to unleash his unique form of justice on the modern world. It was directed by, I'm going to butcher this name, Jaume Collet-Serra. Writers are Adam Sitzkiel, Rory Haynes, Sohrab Noorshirvani. Stars Dwayne Johnson, Aldous Hodge, Pierce Brosnan. Not a lot of big names in there. Pierce Brosnan and The Rock are probably the biggest names in this movie. So Black Adam, what did you think?
It was a decent movie. I wasn't huge on it. It wasn't huge.
Okay.
You know.
How would you compare it to other superhero movies that you've seen?
I mean, it was decent. If I'm being honest, it was mid. I was
mid.
I was entertained by a little, but it was not good enough.
What entertained you? What do you think was the best parts?
I have no idea.
No idea. That's not very good.
Yeah, that's not good.
So it wasn't even that memorable, huh? No parts stuck out to you.
I have no memory of it. I remember watching it, but
that's I think was the problem with this movie, is it was just another superhero movie.
Yeah,
there was nothing that made it seem like unique or urgent. Like it had a story that needed to be told.
They have so many superhero movies.
Are you starting to feel burnt out on them?
Yes, it's like boring at this point. It's like, oh my god.
Because how many different superheroes can they do?
I know, it's like everything has to do with your mind and hand and everything with just super strength and all. It's like flying. It's like, okay, bull, I'm done. I think they try to mix a little different with the one girl with the green power, which she was absolutely useless.
The one girl with the green
She had a mathematic power, which
reminded me of school. In the movie.
Which reminded me of school, which made me instantly hate her.
About a fist away.
What made me instantly hate her.
Don't do that.
made me instantly hate her.
Gotcha. The smart girl that did the wind or whatever, right?
It was a useless power.
And then the other dude got really big. He was basically like Ant-Man.
Yeah, he went. Yeah, so that was boring.
That's the other part that sucks is that
they can't come up with.
Well, no, is that there's Marvel and there's DC, right?
Oh yeah.
And so Marvel was one comic book company, DC was a different comic book company, and they came up with competing ideas, right? So like, if if Marvel had the Avengers, well, then DC had the Justice League. Right. And then that was the other part. That was one of the problems I had with this movie. So overall, it was okay. I'd say it's not the worst thing I've ever seen.
I'll give it a solid 5.
I was going to say 6. Yeah, six or 5. It might just be right in the middle 5. I can go with that. And the reason being is that, like, again, there was no need for it. It didn't feel like it was telling me anything that was different from what I've already seen or needed to be introduced. I didn't see how this character in all the previous world building that DC did, how he was like kind of fitting into it. And then it was even worse once you find out that the cameo of Superman in the end and stuff like that, like he's not even going to be Superman anymore. So some of this stuff might just get scrapped. So it's like this standalone story that was clearly meant to be part of something else. But other things that I didn't like was like how it introduced the Justice Society. So all those heroes that were trying to stop him, they were from the Justice Society America.
I know, and they mentioned it a lot.
Which is right.
We're the Justice Society. Okay, I don't care.
But that's the thing, is this is the first time I've ever heard in any of the DC movies that I've seen, I've heard the Justice Society even brought up.
Yeah.
Right? Where like the Justice League, they tried to do what Marvel did by having these movies that kind of built the Justice League. They just introduced the Justice Society in this one. So it was like, where did this just come from? What's this Justice Society you're talking about? No information at all. Unless I missed a movie. So that could be it. Maybe I missed a movie that fills this gap in, but going into just Black Adam without seeing any previous movie, there was no explanation for this group, where these heroes came from, nothing. So it was kind of jarring going into it without that. And then again, like I said, it was like middle of the road. Everything was cliche, you know. It just, I didn't feel the importance of it.
You know,
he did things differently. That's it.
When the movie came out, I didn't even want to watch it. I was like, I'm good.
Well, I was interested in seeing it because I read a lot of comic books and I read a lot of those comic books. So I was interested to see what The Rock could do differently. Or what he would bring to it, and it wasn't necessarily bad. The acting wasn't like horrible or anything.
No, I don't think the acting was bad. It didn't catch my attention.
It was just generic. It just felt like another superhero movie that didn't have anything new to say.
I don't think got good reviews anywhere.
I don't think it did either.
I think everyone.
It was kind of like middle of the road.
I think everyone was just kind of bored of superhero movies, and especially listen. This might be a hot take, but I absolutely hate Superman. I don't hate the actor. I hate Superman.
Why?
It's just I find him boring.
Why is he boring?
He's just a guy that flies that has lasers out of his eyes.
No, he's an alien.
He's an alien.
He's an alien, and so like
I just have to shine a weird looking green rock in his face, and he's out.
Jeez.
And he's out of here.
Oh, I think I have to sneeze, and I'm trying not to sneeze on the microphone. I could just mute myself.
Yeah, mute yourself.
I have to mute both of us, or else you'd hear it too. I'd have to mute both.
No, I want to talk.
What? You're talking. Anyway, the sneeze passed. So yeah, Black Adam, I'd say a 5. Not overly impressed with it. It wasn't like, oh my God, I can't wait to see where this next one goes.
It's a decent movie.
I really didn't care for it. The fact that it also incorporated like hell and the devil and demons or something like that was kind of weird too. But yeah, so Black Adam, I mean, go watch it if you get a chance. It's worth like one watch, but it's not going to knock your socks off. You're not going to come away from it like, dude, that was the best movie. I mean, look, granted, we did watch it like a week and a half ago, but still, like, you were like, what movie?
No, it was boring. I was falling asleep during it. I was like,
Yeah. All right, so Blade 2. Let's talk Blade 2. So we talked about Blade 1, right? Where the guy wanted to turn himself into the blood god, and then Blade stopped him, right?
Blood. Oh, yeah.
Right, remember? And then at the end, Whistler died. Remember, they hurt Whistler, and he shot himself as Blade was walking away, and then he fought the blood god dude, and then he killed him. Remember, you were laughing because he was like, he jumped all Twilight-ish. Remember?
I thought it was the first movie.
That was the first movie. We're catching up.
Oh, we're catching
setting the stage. Setting the stage for the second movie.
I made fun of him because
so you remember all that.
Was absolutely useless.
Right. So remember in the second one, it starts off with Blade trying to find Whistler. and bring Whistler back, right?
Yeah.
So Blade 2, that was from 2002. It was rated R. It's 1 hour and 57 minutes. Blade forms an uneasy alliance with the Vampire Council in order to combat the Reapers, who are feeding on vampires.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was directed by Guillermo del Toro, who's a great director. Writers were Marv Wolfman, Gene Colan, and David S. Goyer. And it stars Wesley Snipes, Chris Christopherson, Ron Perlman. It's actually got quite a bit of people in it. It also has Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead.
Is this the one with all those little fetuses up on that thing? Or is it the third?
No, that was the... No, yes, it is. Yeah, it is the one with the little fetuses.
I'm trying to remember the third one.
Yep, the third one's the one with Daddy.
Don't even... Ow, I just bit my tongue. And I just yelled. I'm so sorry.
No, that's the one that had Justin Timberlake's wife, Jessica Biel.
Yeah.
And it had Ryan Reynolds. And it had... it had the wrestler Triple H in it. Yeah, that's the third one. So anyway, but Blade 2... what did you think? How did you feel about this movie? Did you like it?
I liked it. I think it's pretty good. I would give it an 8.
What were you giving the rating? All right, okay, 8. I actually like, out of all the Blade movies, it's my favorite.
I like the last one better.
That's what you were saying. You like the last one. I like the second one the best. I think I would give this one.
No, the second one was pretty good though.
I'd give this one. I would give this an 8 too. It's not like, oh my god, the most amazing movie.
No, they're nice. I think the Blade thing is they're nice movies, but they're not to the point where I want to watch them all the time. If it's on, I'm gonna watch it.
Right.
But it's not where I want to like watch it all the time. I would rewatch it, but doesn't mean like I'll be like.
Well, I think they do a good job with like the world building and the character, and he plays the character pretty well.
Yeah, he does.
He's like serious, but sometimes he has like quick little jokes.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely liked that. I like the design. I like that he had to team up with this group that was originally created to hunt him, but they had to team up to hunt the new kind of vampires, the Reapers. I like the design of the Reapers, how their jaw opened up and stuff.
Yeah, I like that. Yes.
I thought they did a really good job. I thought it was fun how there was like twists, but then there was like twist to the twist
on who was the bad guy.
Why?
I was like,
everybody that wasn't Blade.
Yeah, I know. I was like, dang, everyone just like turned out of nowhere.
Everyone that wasn't Blade was the bad guy.
Even I had nicknames for all of them. One guy, what was the guy with a tattoo on his face? I just called him Muscle, but the guy that was bald, called him Penis, because like the way his hair was,
Lord.
Penis head. Because the way his hair is
formed. Ron Perlman.
He has a weird hairline behind in the back, and it like looks like a shadow, so it looks like a penis. So I'm like, yeah. So I called him Penis Head, and then I called the girl with the red hair. I called her Redhead because
she had red hair.
And then the pretty girl.
Is this the name that you called them in your head?
No, I said them out loud. You just weren't paying attention to me.
Because I was watching the movie.
Yeah, but you heard me.
You were too busy talking. Chas talks a ton when we watch movies.
Because I like to voice my opinion.
Okay, so anyway. What did you think of the story? What did you think of the special effects? What were your favorite parts? What were your least favorite parts?
Special effects. Well, that's an older movie. I wasn't expecting it to be fantastic. They were okay, though, for how old it is. I liked the plot. They did good on that.
You did like the plot?
Yeah, I liked the way they did it. I liked the ending, where he falls into the blood pool.
He falls into the blood pool, yep.
And...
Whoa, don't fall asleep.
I'm not going to fall asleep. Just because
You're going to make everyone yawn now. Everyone around the world right now listening to this is yawning. They're like, oh my God, yes. No, I'm fake yawning. Or was it a real one? Yeah, so I like the story. I thought, I am starting to notice a pattern, especially with like the third one. The pattern is Blade somehow ends up getting caught. They end up taking Blade's blood. And then Blade has to drink a bunch of blood, and then he comes back like super crazy once he drinks blood.
Yeah, they always need Blade's blood.
But yes, in this one, it was. I like the take. I like how it was like the vampires are trying to create like mess around with genetics and make a new vampire, and that's what hurt him, because they were trying to be able to walk in the day and stuff like that.
I like the end.
And then I liked how it. How there's that rivalry between Whistler and Roach. Was it Roach? No. What was it?
You mean Penis Head?
No. The Scud. That's what his name was. Scud. The Norman Reedus, the dude from Walking Dead.
Oh yeah, I called him crackhead Justin Bieber.
Yes, you did. You referred to him as a crack. Wow, Jesus, so bad. Chastity, come on.
Sorry.
But yes, he did look like a hippie version of Justin Bieber.
Yeah. Well,
before Justin Bieber was probably even alive.
But it looks like a better Justin Bieber.
No, he was alive. Anyway, no, I thought the costumes were great. I thought the special effects on the actual Reapers, I thought that was really good. Like, remember when the first one, when you see it in that underground nightclub in the kitchen with the tall muscle butt, whatever you call him, and the red hair girl, and that one comes crawling on the counter and stuff, and you were like, what the heck? And then he breaks its neck and its head pops back up and stuff.
So, with my thing is,
I thought they did a good job with that.
I was the actors that had to play these crazy looking demons. See, all of them were ugly, which made me think. I know there's a lot of makeup and all that stuff, but part of it is also my face, like the structure of my jaw.
Nah, in costumes it don't matter.
I know, but for me, if I used to rewatch this movie, I would think that's what I'd look like if I was bald. Even though it isn't, and I know they got a bunch of makeup on me, I'd be like, is that what I look like bald?
Because remember, there's special stunt people that do those things. So looks and stuff have nothing to do with it.
I know, but I'd just be interested. Also, the end, I would like a lot when the guy comes back to come kill his father. And he starts
the bad guy.
Yeah, but the reason why I like that,
the bad guy who's not really a bad guy, but he is.
I like that because it's like, you created something that couldn't be taken out by bullets and all this stuff. Can't die from anything else besides being staked in the heart by the side
or the sun.
Yeah, or the sun, because the chest, the heart was protected by the ribs, but there was like
it grew like a bone casing around the heart.
Yeah, around the heart. So you had to stab him from the side and not just. And it was like in the middle of the body. So I thought that was interesting, but he was just rampaging. And I was like, yeah, that's what happens when you create something that's psychotic. It might come back and kill you, and you can't kill it. So I thought that was fun. And I knew that girl.
You were like, Blade and her are going to fall in love, aren't they? That's going to be Blade's girlfriend, right? They're going to fall in love, right?
No, I was like, something romantic's going to happen. And the end of the movie, he took her out on the lookout.
He did.
It would be funny. I would be like, yeah, that's what happens when you can't die from the sun. So
what was your favorite part?
I'm trying to think. When Blade was in the tunnel and all of them started coming and
he was like, you do not know who you are. Right? That part?
Yeah. And then in the third movie, which we're going to get to, I had a couple favorite parts of what he says. Blade had a couple funny ones.
I liked when they capture him and Ron Perlman, Penis Head, as you call him, right?
Yeah, just call him that.
Was talking all that shit, and then he was like, and he hits the button to blow it up, and then he pulls it out and stuff, and they're like, this is a fake, man.
And that was my favorite too.
Scud was like, it's not a bomb. It was just to make you feel like you had the power. I was in on it the whole time. And he like hits Blade and stuff and all that stuff, and then when Blade's like, I've been on to you since they turned you.
Two,
and then he goes, it is a bomb, and blows him up.
One, I've been on to you the whole entire time. Two, it's not a fake. It's actually a bomb. And he's like, cranked and boom!
And then he blew up,
Which I liked that. That was fun.
I thought
that was really good. I thought Penis Head was going to die. I was going to be happy for a minute. I was going to, it looked like a little spider.
Well, he did. Who killed him? Blade killed him. Oh, yeah, Blade cut his head off.
Yeah, but I liked the part where Penis Head was pointing the laser at Blade and
Blade was pointing at him too in the nightclub.
That was good.
Ron Perlman was trying to mess with Blade, and he was pointing a gun at him, and he was like, "It'd be so easy right now." And then the camera pans over, and you see Blade, and then it aims a little down, and you see there's a laser underneath him, and you see it going back to Ron Perlman's chest. And then his buddy was like, "Oh, he got you." That was pretty cool. All right, so Blade 2, I would definitely recommend it. I'd say I would go at 8. I think the first two I could say are both pretty good. I think we don't do half scales, but if we did, I would say this is like an 8.5. But
we can do half scales.
No, let's not
do the half scales.
It gets too granular.
Well, guess what? I'm gonna do 8.5.
No, you're not. It's an 8 or a 9.
You can't control my decision.
So I'm gonna say Blade 2 is an 8. I think
I
said
did
Blade,
a half scale last episode.
I think we said
did.
Blade
I said a 7.5.
I don't remember that.
Oh yeah,
we never agreed on this. We have to have a meeting so we can discuss these things. Okay?
No,
you haven't been to the last 3 show meetings, and it's been me by myself.
What
so
do you
I made
mean?
There
is no meetings. There's no one else but us. It's me, you, and I. So me, myself, and I.
See, 2-1. Not fair. Anyway, yeah, that was really loud. But no, I would say an 8, but I would definitely put it over the first one. I think the second one was better than the first one for sure.
Yeah.
Just go watch the whole trilogy. Then have your own opinions. You can
let
us know what you think.
My opinion.
So Blade Trinity came out in 2004, the year Dylan was born.
Dylan was born in 2004.
Yep. Came out in 2004.
6, 7, 8, 9. So 6 years apart, right?
No, 5 years apart.
5 years, yeah.
Yeah, he was 5 when you were born. So 2004, rated R. It was 1 hour and 53 minutes. Blade, now a wanted man by the FBI,
I'm so sorry,
must join forces with the Night Stalkers to face his most challenging enemy yet, Dracula. It was directed by David S. Goyer, who wrote, or partly wrote, the last one. It was written by David S. Goyer, Marv Wolfman, and Gene Colan. I think it's the same people. Stars Wesley Snipes, Chris Christopherson, Parker Posey, Ryan Reynolds, Jessica Biel. It's got, oh man, what's his name? Patton Oswalt, the comedian in it. I can't remember what the other girl's name is that played the blind girl. Triple H.
Blind
like
girl.
this had a pretty good cast.
Oh, the blind girl.
It also had.
What about the little girl?
Yeah, I don't know who the little girl was.
You know, I feel like if she was like an animal or like an amphibian or like insect, she would be a frog.
It also had Dominic Purcell, who was really hot at the time because of the show Prison Break. And that's the guy that played Dracula. Okay, Chaz, come on.
He was hot?
Come on. No, he was not like... he was a popular actor at the time because of his television show he was in was really good. Anyway...
I think of, I like to look at people's head shapes, and I feel like some people's head shapes really are like a square, rectangle, or like they really got it, like a baboon head.
Fist away. Fist away.
That was my second sniff. Okay. Was my third.
So what did you think of Blade Trinity?
I think it was pretty good. I give it an 8.
You give it an 8?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you said you liked it better than
actually, I'm going to give it an 8.5.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I'm going to give it an 8.5.
No, so you're giving it an 8, okay.
No, it's really 8.5.
Is it 8 or a 9?
It's 8.5. It was really good.
Scratch that from the record, Your Honor.
It's 8.5. And
or strike that from the record. That's what it is.
Yeah, he messed up, so you just lost your job.
Anyway.
8.5. You're fired from the court of law. I gave it an 8.5. It was pretty good. I liked a lot of parts of it. It was actually really funny. A lot of funny more moments, like when they had.
Well, because it had Ryan Reynolds in it, right? So Ryan Reynolds was obviously cracking a lot more jokes.
No, but Blade was cracking jokes. Like when the guy was like, when Blade was pointing his gun at the guy, and the guy's like, I can't. And Blade's like, tell me. He's like, I can't tell you, or else they'll kill me. He's like, mother effer, what do you think I'm about to do to you?
Yeah.
And then grabbed him and threw him in there. It's like, a lot of people say that every time someone has a pointing gun to them, they're like, they're gonna kill me. It's like, I'm about to do the same thing,
right?
So I'm gonna get it over with faster.
That's exactly
unless
what
you
I said
tell
when
me.
We watched
and
that
it's basically it's kill either way, but I'm giving you a chance to live and run away before they kill you.
Which he did kill him anyway.
Yeah, he did kill him.
Because
he's like, I'll give you 20 seconds.
He hates familiars.
He's like, I'll give you 20 seconds, and he ran. He's like, 20. Boom.
Yeah. Yup.
Yeah, he's cracking a couple jokes, and I was like, yeah, there you go, Blade.
There's definitely a lot of Ryan Reynolds jokes.
I was proud of the
basically,
little
this
girl.
was Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool before he was Deadpool.
I love Deadpool. That's a good movie. Deadpool's a good movie. I just liked his acting.
Okay, but we're talking about Blade 3.
I love watching Deadpool.
So
too.
you said this is your favorite one. What makes this one your favorite one out of the two?
Well, originally I didn't like the little girl. She just got on my nerves. I don't know
the
why.
little girl?
Yeah.
The little girl that does nothing?
Yeah. She was just...
She was there. She was a plot device.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that weird that I just got mad at that?
Yeah, that's really weird.
But I like the.
I think you're just jealous because that little girl got to act with Ryan Reynolds and not you.
Stop. That's not true. Shut up. See, the reason why he's bullying me about this is because me, my friend Landon, and my brother, we all.
Hey, you're telling this story, not me.
I know, we were all
You don't even
joking,
have to give this explanation.
And we were messing around about Ryan Reynolds, and now they're just bullying. My parents bully me about it.
No, it's cute. It's fine.
It's not cute. Me and
Chastity,
my
Ryan Reynolds is a good-looking guy.
I know. I asked Gigi. She's like, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I was like, everyone likes Ryan Reynolds.
So anyway.
And his wife's pretty, too. Dang.
So I like Blade. I'll give it an 8. No, I'll give this one a 7 actually.
I'll give it an 8.5.
So I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna give it a notch and give it a 7. And the biggest reason why is the story was okay. I felt like Dracula, for being this all powerful beginning master vampire,
he just sucked butt.
He wasn't that strong.
No, he just sucked.
But also because this is clearly a step down in like production quality.
Yeah,
it felt cheaper.
That's what you said. I couldn't tell because I wasn't.
The movie felt cheaper. The action scenes felt cheaper. It definitely felt like the first one had more of a budget, and it definitely felt like the second one had more of a budget, and this third one felt like, oh man, we need to make another Blade movie, and we're going to try to, kind of help out Ryan Reynolds and Jessica Biel kick off like their action hero kind of movies. So it didn't feel as polished as the first two. Definitely not as polished as the second one. I think the second one had the best polish on it. It didn't have like really bad special effects or anything. It was pretty legit.
No, that's pretty good.
The third one had decent special effects too. It just didn't feel to me. It didn't feel as big budget.
I liked it because the jokes that all
it had good jokes.
All of them, like Blade, Ryan Reynolds, and all of them were cracking jokes. Blind lady was kind of awkward. She was awkward. She wasn't blind, I know that, but like she was awkward. Just her death.
I just felt like I didn't have a problem with how they introduced the Night Stalkers and that explanation. I didn't have a problem with that. What the hell? How did Whistler even die? They got set up somehow, right?
Yeah.
Oh, in that police standoff. So, like, I could see the vampires doing that, but I don't know. It just seemed kind of weird. Whistler sacrificed himself. I get it was to move the plot along to where he goes and meets Whistler's daughter and the Night Stalkers and all that. Yeah, I don't know. It was.
Wait, how did Whistler die?
Remember the police came to their boathouse hideout, and then Whistler detonated a bomb.
Oh, and killed himself and
right?
Them, yeah,
because they were in that gunfight with the police and stuff. Because he was on camera stabbing someone, right? And they still ended up catching him, and then that's when Ryan Reynolds and Jessica Biel broke him out. Remember?
You have like the way your hairline is. You look like you have the Batman signal on your head. Like,
thank you.
Like you look like it's like the ears. I like it.
It's my receding hairline widow's peak.
I think
anyway,
like that.
So no, so it just didn't feel to me as polished. And again, I didn't feel like Dracula was a big enough villain.
Dracula sucked.
Like this is supposed to be the master vampire.
Yeah, and he was he died.
The fight scene wasn't that good.
He just died. He was sucking.
He dressed. I mean, again, you got to take the style into the times, but he dressed pretty.
His dressing was
dumb.
Weird, like the big circle. Like you could have did the V-neck or unbutton their shirt, but no, it was just like a big circle, and it didn't. It looked like they contoured his pecs because it looked like he didn't have pecs. They just made them there.
No, he was decently muscular.
Oh, I couldn't tell. It was awkward.
There was lots of chances for him to take his shirt off, but Blade takes his shirt off in the movies too.
Yeah, but Blade's different. Wait, is he?
No, but it just didn't. Yeah, Dracula, for the villain he was supposed to be, I felt like there was more at stake, and the villain was better in the second one.
No, yeah, that was better
compared to Dracula, who was supposed to be the master. I like how they carried things over into the third one. So, like in the second one, when they created that new vampire, the Reaper, their jaw like separated and they had this crazy like vampire tongue.
Oh, the dogs are funny.
And they incorporated that new vampire design into the third movie, where Dracula had that, and then these dogs had that, which was interesting though, because none of the other people had that, just the dogs did. And you figure they would just be like vampire. I don't know.
It was interesting,
but it was interesting. There was some funny parts. So, what did you not like about it?
Well, I didn't like Dracula. He sucked.
Yeah, you really didn't like Dracula.
No, he was boring. No offense, but you can take offense. I'd be happy if you did. But it was just meh. I liked it a lot actually. It was favorite because I liked the jokes, but otherwise it was just.
What was interesting to me is that I really didn't like the chase scene.
Chase scene?
Where when he first meets, they go to the who was it, the lawyer? They go to the psychiatrist's office.
Listen.
And it wasn't the psychiatrist. It was Dracula, like pretending to be the psychiatrist guy. And then once he reveals himself, and then he's like, let's see what you're made of, Blade. And then they go on this crazy foot chase, jumping through building windows and running through walls and nonsense. And to me, again, if you're big bad Dracula and you can walk in the sun, why am I running away from Blade? If I'm this big bad lord, why am I running away from this guy?
Yeah, I can just kill him.
Why am I not beating him up? Like, it didn't, like, as the bad guy, he doesn't even try to stand off with him. He's supposed to be this powerful one. Like, it never felt like Blade had the cards stacked against him.
Yeah.
It always felt like Blade was going to beat this guy no problem. And again, it didn't feel like Dracula was as bad as he should have been. Also, and so I found that scene kind of cringy. That chase scene just didn't make sense to me. Anyway, go ahead.
So I want to mention in the second movie, there was this guy, and he walked in with in the palace, the dark palace place where you meet the boss, bad dad guy in the second movie. And that guy comes around, the blonde guy. I was like...
The lawyer?
I called it. I was like, he's a lawyer, isn't he? He's like, hi, I'm a lawyer. He's like, hi, my name's Nathan. I'm a lawyer. And I was like, see? And then he was kind of being a butthole. I'm like, hey, buddy, you look like Jeffrey Dahmer. That's not a good look. That's not a good look. Because he had the glasses, he got the blonde hairline. I said, listen, it's not a good look.
The only reason you even know who Dahmer is because Netflix had that show.
I knew who he was before.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. I know a lot of killers. Not right, that.
Okay, we need to have another conversation once we're done with this. We're going to have a conversation not on the microphones. Anyway.
I know cases.
So I would definitely give Blade Trinity.
It was horrible. That was so terrible. I promise I'm not crazy. I know.
You were already talking about earlier about what you created came back to kill you, and and the whole time I was sitting there like, oh, so are you trying to tell me something, Chastity? What I created might come back to kill me?
No.
So anyway,
I'm not psychotic.
I'm just playing.
I knew who Dahmer was, and then I knew what's that other guy's name that murdered a bunch of women, but they're all on what's his name? One guy. And then the two twins that murdered their parents because they sexually abused them for years.
Nope.
Mm-hmm. And then I know about the Fritzl case.
Let's not
Fritzl
talk about
case where he locked his daughter in the basement for like 20
seconds. No one wants to hear it.
Listen, I knew about a lot of cases, buddy. You're acting like I don't know this.
Okay, I just that's a side of you I never knew about. All right, so you're just learning things about each other, watching movies. Anyway.
I'm so sorry.
So definitely, I would say Blade 2 the best. Blade 3, a step down in quality to me.
Yeah.
Didn't feel like Dracula was big bad enough. Plenty of humor, though. Plenty of funny parts because of the addition of Ryan Reynolds. Like Chaz said, Blade having some funnier lines.
Blade has some funny lines.
Right.
Yeah,
so it's definitely good for that.
Some funny lines there.
So now...
Yeah.
We're at the last movie.
Movie.
We actually went through 3 movies in half an hour. That's
nice.
That was pretty fast.
Okay, well I got a lot to talk about in this one.
The last movie.
I'm gonna throw it down right on the plate, right on the platter.
Blade 2, Blade Trinity. All right. So the last movie is, and this is your spoiler.
This is where you better start just getting off if you don't want to hear the spoilers.
So Avatar: Way of the Water.
Here we go.
It's 2022, PG-13. It's 3 hours and 12 minutes.
Favorite movie.
Jake Sully lives with his newfound family formed on the extrasolar moon Pandora. Once a familiar threat returns to finish what was previously started, Jake must work with Neytiri and the army of the Na'vi race to protect their home. Right? So it's directed by James Cameron, obviously. Writers, James Cameron, Rick Jaffa, Amanda Silver. Stars Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldana, Sigourney Weaver. Basically everybody that was in the first one with some more people.
They're all good actors, actually. Besides, well, no, he's a good actor. Okay. I just don't like his character.
Yeah, you just don't like his the actor.
Yeah, I know. He's a good actor.
Get away from
I'm
the
so
microphone.
sorry.
Get away from the microphone.
I do separate the actor and the characters. You know this.
Fist away.
You know I did. You know this. But that one line about his dad was cringy.
So, overall, what would you say about
10 out of 10.
I didn't even get to finish my sentence.
I loved it.
That's all she's been talking about.
Listen, I thought recent stuff about it. I'm an original fan of the Avatar Avatar. I was obsessed with it before even Avatar 2 came out. I knew about it before Avatar 2. I didn't know they were going to create more movies until recently. But I always loved Avatar, so when, Avatar 2 came out, I was like, yeah. So I was like so excited. And as you can tell by my face and how I sat up real quick.
She was like fronting on the microphone.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. But I loved Avatar 1, and then when Avatar 2 came out, I was like, I already know this is going to be good. And like you said about when the director sent out for like whatever Avatar
the
3,
script
4,
for
5.
the 5th one,
Yeah, and they didn't send any notes back because it was just so good. I was like, I can't wait for this. I give it a 10 out of 10. There's nothing I hate about this movie besides Spider, but I like the actor. Don't worry. He's a nice actor. He looks so sweet. I've watched some interviews. He looks like such a sweet guy. It's so funny.
Oh, this guy that plays Spider?
Yeah,
who you
I'm
absolutely hate?
like, dang it. Why you're so sweet, and I hate your character so much. Also, he looks nothing like his character.
Really?
Yeah, no, he looks like his character. But like without the dreads, he looks different. I'm like, what the
of course
heck?
he's going to look different. Dreads add a lot of
They do. I was like, dang, you don't...
volume.
Like, he looks, you can tell by the facial features, but like without the dreads, you're like, what? That's the same person? Wow. But they look so sweet. I'm like, dang it, why you gotta play a character I hate? There's so many people that are sweet that play characters I hate. I'm like, dang it.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Yeah,
wow.
right?
Definitely
I told you.
different. Yeah.
Told you. I looked at it, I was like, dang. That's what you look like without the dreads? Wow, you look different.
Yeah, definitely different. Wow. So I'm going to say, I'm going to go with a 9.
Yeah, I told you.
And the only reason I'm going to go with a 9
is because you're not.
Huh?
Why don't you do a 9.5?
No, there's no half units here.
Yes, there is.
No.
I did an 8.5 for the last one.
No, you didn't. It was an 8. So
it was 8.5.
I'll say 9 because you need to see it, right?
Yes.
It is a spectacle.
It's a movie
I was reading something that James Cameron was talking about. Like, I want it to be an experience. And it definitely was an experience.
It was amazing.
It was amazing, especially seeing it in 3D. The only thing that could have made it better was if we would have saw it in 3D IMAX. That's the only way it could have been better. Now, it was pretty damn good.
I like the message from the avatars by saying, because we're the sky people in that definition, right, yeah. and they said how the sky people already killed their mother, and I've seen a lot of videos of people saying, "Oh, I want to live on Pandora," which I do too, but Earth is our Pandora. And
if you're gonna keep moving so far forward,
sorry.
push the push the microphone away from you.
And he kept but the message is like how, because like when they killed like the whales, the brothers and sisters in the movie. That was saying, like, what we do. We do all this stuff. He's basically showing us what we do to our Earth, but doing it to theirs now.
And not just to our Earth, what we've done to
everything,
indigenous tribes and areas that we've gone to,
literally.
Right? Like, so if you look at, like, the settlers and the Native Americans or the Spanish and the South Americans, like, everywhere that we explore to, when we encounter other civilizations, we usually aren't peaceful with them. It usually turns into trying to take everything for ourselves. So there's definitely a social commentary on there. There's a social commentary on using up the world's resources.
Mm-hmm. So basically, what he's saying is that us as a race, we suck. Like, absolutely trash. We just destroy everything.
I don't think it's saying that we suck.
I think
right?
we suck.
Or that was absolute trash. I mean, that's definitely one takeaway you could get from it, right? That we, as a whole, our history isn't always the nicest. Mm-hmm. And we always think ourselves this great higher life form compared to everything else on Earth. But when you think about all the warring that we have, all of the way we treat each other, all of the things that we're doing to our planet, we're really not that smart because we can't get it together enough to make those things better so that we don't have these problems.
I don't live in Pandora because they don't got anything bad. They don't got
and
money,
that's part of the whole message of the Avatar movies, right? Is Jake falls in love with the simplicity of the Na'vi lifestyle,
and the
that community. Well, yeah, obviously, but that communion with nature. Right, like he falls in love with that simpleness of it.
Falls in love with the forest.
And obviously the sky people are super technologically advanced, and so they live a much different life and they look at the world a different way. And it's like we need more. Where the Na'vi are like, we're fine with what we have. So there's a lot of different messages there. But again, going back to my 9, I give it a 9 because it's a spectacle that you do need to go see. It's an experience. The only knock I give against it is that the story isn't the strongest. It hits good points, and it's got, actually for a 3-hour movie, it it didn't feel like a long, oh my God, can this just be over? It never felt like that to me. So I feel like the pacing was fine. But it did, the story just wasn't like, damn, that story was amazing.
It made me feel all different kinds of emotions.
Oh, sure.
But
you're also like a super fan.
I wanted the movie to be over because the guy in front of me was leaning so far back that I had no space for my legs, and they started getting so cramped that it hurt. So I was I was like, oh my God, can this guy just move?
So sidetrack here for a second. This was one of the, I don't want to say worse, but like it was not a very pleasant movie going experience being in the theater. I love the experience of being in the theater.
Nasty,
I would prefer to watch every movie if I could, but you had the person leaning back into your knees, and you're a little kid.
He gave me no space, which I have skinny legs.
But I mean, I'm a fat guy too, so I might have been leaning that far back also. I don't know.
No, but as soon as he leaned up, I pushed my legs against his chair because I'm like, you ain't come back down, sucker. I want room.
But yeah, so that part sucked for you. But then there was someone that was that was vaping weed in the theater.
Yeah,
so another
and that gives me headaches.
Climbed down a couple rows to go confront him, and then it almost turned into a fight.
Which
and then
I was like,
then they
God.
sat down, went back to watching the movie. Then when the lights came up, the girlfriend was mean mugging the guy that said something. Then they started arguing. Then the guy started arguing, and
I was like, oh God, we're gonna die.
Well, we were sitting there, and then I just wasn't getting up, and Mom's like, oh, you're watching the credits, you're gonna sit and see what's on the credits, and I was like, nah, I just don't feel like getting shot today.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
And that's the thing that sucks about that. Like, that's the feeling now.
I was worried I was gonna get shot because
we live in an area that's it's a rural area, and most likely people are carrying out here.
Well, they will.
And so I don't need to be a news story because I got caught in the crossfire between two people fighting with each other at the movies. People are shooting each other all over, kind of nonsense. So not to be on a soapbox or anything, but it did bring down that movie experience.
Yeah, I would have wanted, because I was enjoying the movie the whole entire time. Besides, those points, because the chair thing was irritating me because my legs were hurting, and
it was directly impacting you.
I smelled the weed, and I was like, oh my God.
But that's not the movie's fault. It was
the movie was amazing. Like, that was just the movie theater.
What sucks is like I want to go to the theater and experience those things like that. I want to be able to, not those things, but the movies, right? In the movie theater experience, big screen, 3D, all that stuff. But more and more, I just want to stay home. Yeah. And like I'm kind of trying to find that balance of like, is it worth it? Because I don't want to like live in fear and miss out on going to see these movies like that.
Same kind of.
But those things are becoming more and more frequent, and with how divisive everything is right now, or it feels at least, it's just, I don't know. Maybe we just stick to watching movies at home, but that kind of bugs me because it's not the same experience.
Yeah, but no, that wasn't the movie's fault. That was totally those suckers' fault.
So, what were your least favorite things besides Spider?
I feel bad for Spider with the lines that they gave him. One, they made him hiss, and that crap was killing me.
Why? When he went convincing
at Loke, I was like,
he did it convincing.
He did it convincing, but it was cringy.
Chas knows all the characters' names. I do not. I know Spider.
We got.
I don't know the kids' names.
We got Jake Neytiri, Loke, Nateum, Took, which I think her full name is Siri.
It is something longer.
And then Kiri, and then Spider, and then I forget the general's name.
You're right up on the microphone again.
And I don't know the tribe leaders of the other, but I know Anung. I know Anung, and then
what you call it name? The general's name is like
Quinch or something.
Quidditch or
Quaritch.
Yeah.
Quaritch.
Yeah. So what did you not like?
I felt bad. Not that I don't like. I felt bad for the lines they gave to Spider, like when he hissed, and then when he was hissing, and when he painted blue stripes, and then when he said, I feel like I have a better connection with the animals, I'm like, buddy, you don't got a blue thing coming out of your head. Listen, you don't. Just
well, come on, you're talking about a poor kid that got left behind on an alien moon.
Well, guess what? He's old enough to go back to Earth, so we're sending him
back. But there
back.
wasn't anybody going back. Everyone evacuated.
Well, then cool.
There was no way they could send him back.
But like Neytiri said, he should be with his own people, his own kind, so he can go
But that's just what he grew up around.
I don't give a crap. Get out of here.
Wow.
Your kind destroyed my forest. Get out. Which is my kind.
That wasn't his fault, though.
So?
Should you be punished for what your parents do?
No, but who cares?
All right.
If I'm punished, I understand.
punishing him for what his parents did.
So, also, I hated when he saved him, which he set up for the third movie. I appreciate him for doing that. But I can't wait for Neytiri to find out, because I know she's going to go berserk, or Locust, or someone's going to go crazy and kill him. And I'm like, yes. Or Spider's going to kill his father, which is actually not his father. But what made me irritated about that...
Well, it's a clone of his father. But it's an avatar of his father.
So
it's got his father's
What
memories.
made me irritated about that is that it didn't make me irritated. You know, it made me mad at it, but I'm not mad at that they put it in the movie. I'm mad at that character. It's not that I'm mad at the movie. I'm trying to explain this. It's not that I'm mad that they put it in the movie. You just kept
saying the same thing. It's not that I'm mad at this, that I'm mad at
that
this.
It's not that I'm mad at that they put it in the movie. I'm mad at that scene because it's just, that's how Spider made me feel. When he saved Quaritch and when he saved him, and you were saying because it's his father. And listen,
not just because it's his father.
Listen,
that's been that character the whole time.
I know, but the thing is that I saw someone made a good point because everyone's defending him. A lot of people are defending him, but a lot of people are also hating on him. It's not your what I wish if I was there. Okay, if I was in that world and I could tell Spider, I'd be like, Spider, you need to wake up, kid. That's not your father. He just has a hard drive of your father's thoughts. Your father didn't give two fat craps about you. The only reason that avatar cares is because he kept you around. That's not how your father would have actually felt. Your father would have ditched you. He ditched you.
But the avatar says that. He tells him that. He goes, I'm not your father.
Yeah, I know.
So I think that even lends more to him trying to give that one another chance because it's not really the evil man that his dad was.
But I wouldn't have saved him because what also made me irritated is because you just watched your best friend Neytiri die, and then you still go save the guy that killed him.
Because he couldn't bring it to.
Well, Spider's got to grow some balls and just leave some people to die. Because Spider hasn't killed no one, and Spider got to grow some balls and leave him. I know.
That's his character. He doesn't want to kill anything. He respects the life.
I'm not talking about the actor. I'm talking about Spider.
So am I.
Okay.
Why do you think I'm talking about the actor?
I don't know. It sounds like it. I don't care if he respects life. There's some life that should die.
That's the character. Spider, the whole time, he never wanted to kill anything.
Well, he got to grow some balls. Grow some balls and kill him. Let him drown.
You're vicious.
So?
Cold, dead heart. Cold, dead heart.
You got to do what you got to do.
No, he didn't need to. Now, was it the right choice?
No.
Or, did he think about the consequences?
Because now he's going to have a more brutal death from Neytiri. Guess who's screwed? He is.
No, I don't think that's what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
I think it's really hard, Chas, to pass judgment on someone when you're not in that situation. You grow up that way.
I don't care.
Yeah, but see, that's called.
See, listen. If he loves the Sullys more, and if he truly is best friends with them, you just watched your best friend die. I would have the cold heart to just say, "You're out of here. You're out." And I so hope he dies.
Okay, quit trying to eat the mic.
Okay,
you're too aggressive.
It's my opinion,
I know,
and
fine.
you're gonna listen to it, and I'm not gonna.
It's fine. You can have your opinion. I'm just saying, have a little bit more empathy.
So I don't want empathy. Empathy is not gonna get me anywhere with Spider. It might get me somewhere in life, but not with Spider.
Jeez. All right. So what else did you not? like?
When he said the cringy line.
What was the cringy line?
And so when Loke, Kiri, and Spider were looking at. What's her name? Grace's body, her avatar's body floating around. And Loke's like, so who do you think knocked her up? And he's like, no, what's his name? Nom? Weird, the other guy.
I can't remember.
Okay, well, that guy. Watched,
the other scientist guy.
Yeah, saying that Loke started saying that, and then Kiri said, "You don't deserve to live," and started messing around with Loke, and then Spider's like, "Guys, sometimes it's not good. Sometimes it's better not knowing who your father is." That was so cringy. He really wanted to be the main character right then and there. No. You're not. Get out. Loke, Neytiri, Kiri, and Took, and Neytiri and Jake are the main character. Get out of here, Spider. He wanted to be the main character.
As much as you want to hate on Spider, at the end, Jake said, right, lose a son, gain a son.
No, he didn't say that. Neytiri said son for a son.
Son for a son.
But what she was saying was, I'm going to kill your son since you killed my son. She said it while holding him and slicing him.
No, but at the end, Jake said it too, and when he was doing the end monologue, talking about how I know what I have to do now. I have to fight and all that stuff. He said, "I lost a son, but gained a son."
He ain't gonna be a son for much long. When they find out, they're gonna murder him.
No, it's all about family. Spider's family.
If Spider lives till the movie 5,
back off the microphone again.
If Spider doesn't die,
trying to jump at me across the table here.
If Spider doesn't die,
Chastity, you're threatening me, and I don't appreciate it.
I'm not calling you Spider. If Spider doesn't die in the 5th movie, or even the 3rd or the 4th, I'm going to go berserk.
I told you my theory.
I know. I'm figuring he's going to kill his father. I understand.
I think that Spider is going to be the one that ends up killing the avatar of his father.
Yes, and I'm hoping he does. But after that, I want Neytiri to take that knife and just... I want guts bleeding out of his body. I don't care. You got to do what you... It's kill or be killed. It's kill or be killed.
Like I told you the other day.
Yeah.
Maybe it's only kill or be killed because everyone else thinks that.
No, it's because that's what it is. It's what it is. It's what it is.
Anyway, so what did you like about the movie?
Really? I give it a 10. Everything, buddy. Everything.
Well, what were the things that stood out to you? What were your favorite parts?
I like the part where... So, you know when they get kidnapped by the
Which
ship?
time?
By the ship. Beginning of the movie. By the ship.
Okay, just a point of contention.
When they're going back...
His kids get kidnapped like 3 times.
No, when they go back to the battlefield.
His kids escape and then get kidnapped again right immediately after they escaped.
I know. So when they go back... to the battlefield. When they go back to the battlefield.
And that's why I gave it a 9 for stuff like that.
When Neytiri, they go back to the battlefield after Jake and Neytiri told them not to. Mm-hmm. Okay. They go to the battlefield and then... And
they get captured.
Yeah, they get captured. But I also like when Loke's mocking Took. Because he's like, she's so annoying. She's like... Oh, I'm going to tell Mom if you don't let me come. I'm telling you, you're not supposed to go to the battlefield. I'll tell Mom if you let me come. I like that part. And then I also like when they get kidnapped, when Neytiri shows up, she starts doing that noise. And you can tell they hear it. And, the sergeants, all them guys don't know what it is because they just think, oh, it's an animal. But they know, and you can see, them twitching their ears and looking. And that's a good system because they train their kids for... if that would happen, which I thought that was cool. I liked Neytiri's stuff. I didn't like that he died, but I liked how they plotted it out. Killed me inside. If Carrie doesn't use her Jesus powers to bring him back, I'm gonna cry. She's like little Pandora Jesus, but bring him back. But she probably won't. But like Jake said, which a lot of people are taking this into mind, which he's probably not gonna come back. I understand that. But what a lot of people are saying is that everyone's born twice. In this first movie, it says everyone's born twice.
Right.
And so people are thinking, little Pandora Jesus is going to bring him back. So everyone's thinking that. Okay. Which, good point, but I don't think you don't think he'll come back. He might come back, even though it does say that he is going to be in all 5 movies. But that could be memories or like up in the sky. I like the part where when Jake's dying from not having enough oxygen from underwater and Loke brings him up, a lot of people are noticing that when Jake gets up for air, he's like, Neytiri, when Loke saved him. And Loke said...
I noticed that.
No, Dad, it's Loke. And then he said, oh, Loke. A lot of people are saying that he was singing in a sad voice. He was singing it in a relieved voice for me. But the reason why he said Neytiri, which is a lot of people's things, which I also searched up, is because he thought he died and that Neytiri was bringing him.
It could be.
That's what... Jake thought he died, so Neytiri was bringing, Jake
thought himself he died.
Yeah, Jake thought himself he died, so Neytiri was taking him to afterlife with Awa. So a lot of people are thinking, oh, he just doesn't.
I don't buy that because that doesn't jive with the spiritualness of Avatar so far. What we've learned from the Na'vi, that doesn't seem to be a myth of theirs that like other spirits will come and take you. So that doesn't really jive that he would think that's what it was.
For me, I think he lost a lot of oxygen and he wasn't thinking right, and he just lost his son and then went back. So I was thinking he thought none of that happened, and just the oxygen, no oxygen was in his brain, and he thought. I
think more what it was one, he's a grieving dad.
Yeah, and he just was hoping that Neytiri was alive.
But also, they clearly make the distinction in the movie that Natayam's the favorite son.
Yeah.
Right? So it was almost like a little bit of a jab at, what's his name?
Loke.
Right? So it was almost a little bit of a jab at him, not on purpose, but that kind of like, oh, thank you, Natayam. No, it's me, Loke. Like, that kind of like...
He said Natayam.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, kind of like, he would have expected his older son to do that, not his younger son to be the one to save him.
Okay, listen, Jake is a good dad, and he loves all of his kids. Okay? But Natayam was definitely the favorite child because Natayam was older, and he got all... he was more responsible. I feel like Jake's harder on Loke because Loke reminds him of him. Because reckless, stupid.
Oh, definitely.
And is very, very honest.
Definitely reckless.
Yes. And I feel like...
And he's definitely...
With the middle fingers,
we already know who the new Jake and Natiri are.
Mm-hmm. When he put his middle fingers up, when Clutch said, show me your fingers, and he put his middle... I was like, that's Jake's child. That's like a mini Jake. They just went, mini Jake. And then, like, Natayam's like a mini Natiri.
Okay. Okay.
So is Took. I like Took. She's cute. I like her with her little, when she was growling.
And then, all right, so what about Kiri then?
Kiri's Pandora Jesus.
Kiri, there's obviously something going on there.
Yeah, so what I'm thinking is that I had this from the start when they said that they don't know how she... I was like, AWOL just said, let's plant that seed right in her. That's gift from AWOL. Just, AWOL's the father. AWOL's the mother. Just boom.
Definitely feels like that.
That's what I'm thinking. AWOL gifted Grace
because she's like controlling the fish just by like moving her hands around, and then she controlled
the plants.
She controlled those plants that killed those submarine guys.
Yeah, so she's definitely Pandora Jesus. That's like AWOL planted a seed, and Grace. Those like seeds of salt seed, the little seeds.
Yeah, remember they were laying all over on the grass.
Just said whoop.
So I did think it was interesting how in the first movie they were just there to do some mining. And in this movie, they're not there for that resource anymore.
They want to kill Jake.
Well, no, that's not...
Well, no, Quaritch's main goal
that was his main goal.
Yeah.
But the reason they're there is because Earth is running out of stuff, and they need a new place to live. So they're trying to move into Pandora.
Just wipe out
So
everywhere.
that makes it the threat a more permanent threat now, right? Instead of it being like, oh, they're just here for this thing. Maybe they'll leave once they get it. Now it's turning into, no, they want this for their planet.
Like, moving the moon, suckers, go away.
So it definitely upped the stakes. Definitely.
Yeah. And you know what? I've heard a lot of people are saying that Spider might go into an Avatar body just to be Kiri, because Kiri and Spider obviously.
Oh yeah, so there's a couple love connections going on. And that's another one, Spider and
if
and
Spider
Kiri.
goes into an Avatar body just to be with Kiri, I'm going
because you see every time that Spider really reacted like real hard, it was whenever Kiri was around. It was like when someone's going to happen to her, that's when he reacted the hardest.
Yeah,
but I think that might be because...
I was like, oh my God, Spider.
I think that might be because, though, Kiri clearly feels like the outcast, right? She's different.
Kiri feels like the outcast, so does Loke. Both of them feel like that.
Loke is... So hold on. Let me finish my thought. You're going to listen to me. It's my opinion.
Go ahead.
Right? So I think Kiri feels like a definite outcast because she's the weird one. Loke's just the troublemaker, chip on his shoulder, cliche one. She is the weird one with like weird kind of powers that freak people out, right? And so she's kind of the outcast. Everyone also comments on like how her face looks different, right?
Because her face looks exactly like
Grace. She looks like Grace. She looks like her mom Avatar body.
I mean,
right?
Grace plays her.
So I know. And then Spider is also that kind of outcast that's different from everyone else. So I think that's where there's a bond between those two because they both are kind of like the outcast ones.
Yeah. Well, I really hope that Spider and her don't get together because if they do, listen, Kiri can do way better. But also, let's be honest. No. It's just a no. No. I have the thought. It's like, no. And if he goes into an Avatar body just to be with her, I'm over. We're out. And then I also do want to point out that in Spider's mask, he has the tracker and a bomb. And he's with them now.
And he can't take it off.
Yeah, and he can't take it off. So he's screwing them over even more. Because they can just go, beep. Oh, Jake's right next to him. Beep.
They could,
but they're not going to.
Well, so and also not because he has plot armor, like you'd say, but also because
Loke has plot armor.
Because the father, or not the father, Quaritch, right? The Avatar version of Quaritch caved at the last second, right? When Neytiri had him and was starting to cut his chest and was going to kill him, he caved and let him go.
Yeah, that's why he won't.
And let the kids he gave up. So. I don't know if it's quite going to go down how you're thinking maybe.
No, I'm not thinking that they're going to blow him up because of that. I already knew that they won't because Quaritch now likes him, which is annoying. And all of that. I wish Neytiri would have come a little bit higher than the chest, But what I'm just saying is that I have a feeling that yes, Spider's eventually going to kill Quaritch. But I'm hoping Neytiri's going to kill Spider. Or maybe
I'm pretty sure you said that.
Or maybe baby Jesus is going to kill him.
I don't think so.
No, probably not. But the mad thing is we know Kiri has plot armor. Jake's plot armor is strong but a little weak. It has breaking points.
What is plot armor for people that might have never heard this term?
Plot armor is where you have armor, you can't exit. You have no way of just wiping out. They can't wipe you out
because you're too important to the story.
Yeah, like Loke and the other girl, they're safe. They're safe.
What about the little one?
Took? She might not be safe. Crap. I knew Natam was probably going to be out because we barely got to know his character. I was like, oh no. I was like, he's not in many scenes and we don't know his character. What's going to happen?
Well, didn't they show the scenes of
They have scenes of him, yes.
But didn't they have scenes of him, that whole fishing thing and stuff? Wasn't that in the beginning?
Yes, and then they played it in the end.
And then when he connected to the thing. Listen,
what broke me is...
So that was heavy foreshadowing right there that it was going to be Natam.
Yeah, but we had no idea. They played that crap just to play it back at the most depressing part. But listen, the parts that broke me is when he said, I want to go home. And why are you crying? And I was like...
Yeah.
I can't take it. Listen, that made me feel so many different emotions, and it just made me want Spider to die. Because, how can you watch your best friend? Listen, I know he knew his dad, his fake dad, his dad. I had my fingers pointing up as if it,
quotes.
Yeah, quotes. Dad, quote. He knew him for about a couple months. You knew Natam for your whole little useless, pathetic life. And you're going to watch Natam die and be like, hey, I knew my dad for a couple months. I'm going to save him. I'm not going to let him drown after you killed my best friend of how many years. I would have let him drown. No problem. Bye. Okay, peace.
Well, but again.
If that was Landon.
Nothing Spider did in the movie indicated that he wanted to kill anything.
Well, I don't give a crap. Grow some balls and kill him.
Okay, we're not going back over this again. Oh, my God.
Listen.
Anyway, so.
It was that if my best friend Landon was dead, and then you killed him.
Me? Really?
Peace, Dad.
Oh, really?
Thanks,
huh?
Dad.
Okay. All right.
If you were just a memory of my dad.
Be careful what you say on the internet. It's forever.
Dad, if you die in real life, I'm talking about this
forever.
Movie.
Just like when you try to find the wood piece to stab me with.
If it's a fake, if it was a clone of you in an avatar body that wasn't actually you, and you didn't even care about me in your human body, and you killed my best friend, peace.
But this is where you can't relate because you grew up with a father. He grew up with no father. Then this thing that is his father's memories and stuff shows up.
Peace.
Peace
out. I'm out. Okay, you're drowning.
That's your opinion.
You're not going to taste air ever again.
Man, you really hate Spider.
Out. Wow. He needs to grow some.
You're just jealous because he lives on Pandora.
Actually, I'm not.
Yeah, that's why you're smiling now.
I'm laughing because you're smiling.
Anyway.
No, that's not
So
it.
ultimately,
I'm jealous of Loke living on.
Chaz is saying 10 out of 10.
I don't want to be a human on Pandora. I want to be.
Saying,
because I want to see on don't lower my volume.
Because you're going to blow up the microphone.
No, on Avatar, I would want to be a blue person. I don't want to be a human because everyone would hate me.
I would just not want to have to wear around a face mask and worry about dying if my oxygen runs out. Anyway,
I want to be blue.
Let's wrap this up. That's over an hour. And Chastity will just keep complaining about spider. You do not understand, everyone at home, how much spider hate that I have heard around the house.
Listen, for Christmas, I asked for a 10-foot tall blue alien under my Christmas tree. I didn't get one.
No, you didn't.
I was mad about that. For 9/4, 9/5 Christmas.
Santa said you need to show more empathy for Spider.
Nah, Spider can go.
That is it for us today.
Please, bye. He can go. I don't care. I like the actor. Don't like the character.
That is it for us. Thank you for listening to another episode. Sorry that this one was way more arguing over Avatar and Chastity talking about how she is we're gonna have to have an off-the-air talk about your love for serial killers and stuff now.
No, I don't have a love for serial killers. I am interested in the cases.
So am I. It's true crime stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm just messing with you.
Tell me I'm a psychopath. I just know about this crap.
All right, I'm your host, JP.
Get out of here.
I'm your host, JP.
I knew about it before the show came out.
I need a wrap it up sign. This is your host, JP.
And I knew about Donovan before that show came out. Okay, I just knew about more of it after it came out. Yes, I'm Chastity.
But
I knew about it before it even came out. I knew about volunteering killers. Thank you. I watched the shows and documentaries.
Join us for our next episode when we talk Christmas movies. Violent Night, Batman, Krampus, and then we throw in the movie Nope because we just watched it.
One little word.
We'll have that one recorded here shortly.
Guess what?
And we'll be posting all these. Thank you so much for listening.
Burr.
Thank you so much for listening.
It's burr time.
I'm JP.
Go eat a burr.
That's Chas over
there.
Go eat a burr. And her spider hate.
Go eat it. Yeah, hate spider. Grow some balls.
Thank you so much for listening to the movie podcast. Movie Challenge podcast. I can't even remember what the show is called. Bye.